Now, your KSBW weather forecast with meteorologist Gina DeVecchio.
Still seeing smoke all across the area, even with some more tropical activity coming your way. But there you can see the smoke in Salinas, 66 degrees right now, relative humidity at 75%, and winds from the west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. That's your typical afternoon sea breeze we're seeing. The problem tonight is that as we've seen these pop-up showers, some of those have potential to develop into thunderstorms. Now, because it's dry and we're not receiving much rainfall from this, that's going to be a concern, as well as if these do develop into storms or maybe a line of storms. Winds coming out of that erratically, meaning every direction, not really predictable, and that's one of our issues. So this lightning could lead to starting new fires, which of course would be a terrible situation, or spreading the fires that we already have with those winds coming out of it. So here's the big system. First of all, you can see all the lightning strikes up in the Sierra. Not a good situation there, but grateful we're not seeing that here. Any strikes have been well off the coast. I'm talking about 100 miles away for now. But as we go through the rest of the evening, we're starting to see some development off the coast, and that looks like it's going to ride up the coastline. And if it's close enough, within about 10 miles or so, that's when it's close enough to provide that lightning, and that's when it gets dangerous, especially if we're not receiving much rainfall. We did receive some rainfall up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. You can see those areas of red. That's the heaviest rain. That's also where, if they do continue to develop, we'll see the chance of some lightning, but that has not been the case yet. And in fact, in the last half hour or so, we've started to see that activity come to an end for now, but we're still going to be keeping an eye on it, of course, through these evening hours. That will continue to pop up and develop. You can see that around 101 as well. We've had reports of some sprinkles from anywhere from the peninsula into some inland spots like Salinas, and then Soledad saw some of that rainfall, and then up into the northern parts like the Santa Cruz Mountains. So here you can see most of that heavier rainfall off the coast. My concern right now are these little areas that are starting to pop up just south of Big Sur. So we'll let this loop one more time, and you can see that from Morro Bay just to the west of there all the way up the coastline. Now, looking at our accumulated rainfall, not too impressive, just like we expected. These showers are coming and going very quickly and doesn't look like it's going to amount to much. Let's take a look at your forecast model, because this is indicating that this isn't all we're going to see in terms of rain and storms. So it picks up on some of that heavy rain amounts. And then we've been talking about timing. Looks like the bulk of this would be this evening before about midnight or so, and then looks like that'll move up towards the north. Of course, we'll see tomorrow if we have anything else that triggers it, but for the most part, looks like this event is going to be this evening. Wanted to take a quick look at winds, because we've been talking about the concern of that. So even though our threat for erratic winds comes to an end with any lightning threat tomorrow, we're concerned about this southwest wind that's going to be very strong and gusty. Not going to be as variable as what we could expect tonight, but still going to be difficult for firefighters because of those strong wind gusts. And that's going to be all the way through Tuesday. So that's why we do have a severe impact weather day for today, tomorrow, into Tuesday, and then we'll start to see, looks like, calmer conditions by the middle of the week, hopefully cooler conditions as well, but looks like these fires will still be around, so we may have to extend those severe weather days. Stick with us, we'll be right back after a break.